Ladies and gentlemen, now we will start the third lecture of the improve phase. During the lecture, the following topic will be covered: creativity techniques. We will start with one of the most important creativity techniques, the brainstorming. The goals from brainstorming are to generate and collect ideas. The steps are: 1. Determine the rules for the brainstorming session with the team. 2. Identify and write down the topics and the question. 3. Develop ideas. 4. Collect ideas. 5. Explain ideas and structure or cluster them. See affinity matrix. 6. Build on single ideas through brainstorming. There are different ways for collecting the ideas. Flip chart. The facilitator collects the ideas and writes them on the chart. Pin board. The facilitator collects the ideas, writes them down, and pins them randomly on the board. Pin board. Each participant writes down his ideas and structures them around already existing topics to form clusters. Brainstorming rules are: listen to the contributions of others, do not interrupt. Each proposal counts. All participants participate actively. Do not use any killer phrases. Place quantity before quality. No concrete discussions on content, and no explanations. Everything is noted down. Tips for brainstorming: suitable time frame, from 5 to 10 minutes. Write down the brainstorming rules and place them in the room so that everyone can read them. Anti-solution brainstorming. The goals are: collect ideas for identifying solutions by considering what could make the situation worse. Resolve blockages hampering the identification of solutions. The steps are: 1. Establish rules. 2. Identify and write down the topics. What could make the situation worse? 3. Develop ideas. 4. Collect the ideas. 5. Explain the ideas and structure or cluster them. 6. Convert ideas into proposals for improvement. 7. Go further into single idea through new brainstorming. What could worsen our process? Longer transport routes. Improvement proposal: shorter routes and more efficient transport means. What could worsen our process? Less cleaning of machine. Improvement proposal: regular cleaning. What could worsen our process? Each operator sets the machine differently. Improvement proposal: standardized settings. Goals of brainwriting are: develop ideas in a team, in a relaxed atmosphere. Generate unusual relationships between and combinations of ideas. The steps are: 1. Determine the topic together. 2. Each member gets a A4 sheet of paper. 3. Each member notes down an idea for solving the problem. 4. Each member passes on the sheet to his or her neighbor in a clockwise direction at the same time. 5. Consider the predecessor's idea, elaborate on it or develop a completely new one. 6. Pass on the sheet again. 7. Collect all the sheets at the end of a set time. 8. Fix the sheets to a board and explain the contents. 9. Summarize the proposals on a flip chart or cards. Brainwriting 6.3.5 follows the classical model. The term stands for the idea that 6 persons form the brainstorming team In addition to a moderator, each person write down and pass the ideas. 3 ideas must be added in each round by each person. 5 minutes allocated for each round of this process. In brainwriting pool, the ideas are not passed on clockwise systematically, but are collected in the middle of the table. Each team member can draw one or more ideas from the pool and develop it further. In notebook method, instead of collecting the ideas during a session, each team member can note down his own ideas, irrespective of time and place. The ideas are passed on to other team members through email. After a set period, they are collected and discussed at a team meeting. A typical time frame for this kind of brainwriting is 2 to 4 weeks. The Scamper checklist is a valuable instrument that supports the creativity techniques presented before. Substitute. What can be substituted by what? Can the process be designed differently? Are there elements from other countries or times? Combine. What can be combined with something else? Can X be connected to other ideas, subdivided into modules, and transformed into a different image? Adapt. How can be adapted? Can parallels be identified? Can we understand it? Modify. How can be changed, for example, maximized or minimized? Change the meaning, the color, the movement, the size, the form, etc. Enlarge something, add something, increase the frequency. Reduce something, remove something, lower the frequency. Put to other uses. How can be put to a different use? Does it have other possible uses? Can X be deployed elsewhere? Eliminate or erase. How can be eliminated or erased? Is X really necessary? Reverse or rearrange. What happens when X is reversed or rearranged? Can the sequence be changed? Can the idea be depicted back to front? Can the points be exchanged? Examples for Scamper. Substitute. This could include changing out the material for a smartphone that's lighter and more durable. Combine. Combining a camera and a smartphone changed the way consumers capture memories. Adapt. When consumers began clamoring for a flashlight feature on the iPhone, the first solution was a mobile phone application before Apple adapted its next device to have a built-in flashlight feature. Modify. Apple regularly publishes updates to its operating system for performance improvements and enhancements. Put to another use. The entire idea of a smartphone has developed out of the notion of putting the telephone to another use, like texting, taking photos, playing games, etc. Eliminate. Removing keypad from smartphone to be able to enlarge the touch screen. Reverse. Having customers pay before they eat. 6 thinking hats can help you to look at problems from different perspectives, but one at a time, to avoid confusion from too many angles crowding your thinking. White hat, fact-based thinking. With this thinking hat, you focus on the available data. Look at the information that you have, analyze past trends, and see what you can learn from it. Black hat, thinking about problems using black hat thinking. Look at a decision's potentially negative outcomes. Look at it cautiously and defensively. Try to see why it might not work. Red hat, thinking about feelings. Wearing the red hat, you look at problems using your intuition, gut reaction, and emotion. Also, think how others could react emotionally. Green hat, thinking about new ideas. The green hat represents creativity. This is where you develop creative solutions to a problem. It is a freewheeling way of thinking, in which there is little criticism of ideas. Yellow hat, thinking about benefits. This hat helps you to think positively. It is the optimistic viewpoint that helps you to see all the benefits of the decision and the value in it. Blue hat, only worn by one person, who leads the discussion. This hat represents process control. It's the hat worn by people chairing meetings, for example. When facing difficulties, because ideas are running dry, they may direct activity into green hat thinking. Use 6 thinking hats to explore the question of whether a company should move from its current location to a larger office space. Members of the decision-making team include executives, directors, and senior members. The team will use the 6 hats methodology to think about all aspects of moving to a new location, such as feasibility, logistics, costs, and so on. TRIZ is the Russian acronym for the Theory of Inventive Problem Solving, an international system of creativity developed in the USSR. According to TRIZ, universal principles of creativity form the basis of innovation. TRIZ identifies and codifies these principles and uses them to make the creative process more predictable. In other words, whatever problem you're facing, somebody, somewhere, has already solved it, or one very like it. Creative problem solving involves finding that solution and adapting it to your problem. TRIZ is most useful in roles such as product development, design engineering, and process management. For example, Six Sigma quality improvement processes often make use of TRIZ. TRIZ 40 principles: segmentation, taking out, local quality, asymmetry, merging, universality, Russian dolls, anti-weight, preliminary anti-action, preliminary action, beforehand cushioning, equipotentiality, the other way round, spheroidality, curvature, dynamics, partial or excessive actions, another dimension, mechanical vibration, periodic action, continuity of useful action, skipping, blessing in disguise, feedback, intermediary, self-service, copying, cheap short-lived objects, mechanics substitution, pneumatics and hydraulics, flexible shells and thin films, porous materials, color changes, homogeneity, discarding and recovering, parameter changes, phase transitions, thermal expansion, strong oxidants, inert atmosphere, composite materials. Let us go in details for the first 3 principles. Principle 1. Segmentation. A. Divide an object into independent parts. Gator grip socket spanner. Multi-pin connectors. Bubble wrap. Have a range of different focal length lenses for a camera. Multiple pistons in an internal combustion engine. B. Make an object easy to assemble or disassemble. Quick disconnect joints in plumbing and hydraulic systems. Single fastener V-band clamps on flange joints. Loose leaf paper in a ring binder. C. Increase the degree of fragmentation or segmentation. Use of multiple control surfaces on aerodynamic structures. 16 and 24 valve versus 8-valve internal combustion engines. Principle 2. Taking out a separate and interfering part or property from an object, or single out the only necessary part or property of an object. Locate a noisy compressor outside the building where the compressed air is used. Automation removes humans. Principle 3. Local quality. A. Change an object's structure from uniform to non-uniform. Molded hand grips on tools. Material surface treatments, coatings, plating, erosion corrosion protection, non-stick, etc. B. Change an external environment or external influence from uniform to non-uniform. Use a temperature, density, or pressure gradient instead of constant temperature, density, or pressure. Introduce turbulent flow around an object to alter heat transfer properties. C. Make each part of an object function in conditions most suitable for its operation. Freezer compartment in refrigerator. Different zones in the combustion system of an engine. Example for TRIZ 40, plastic molding industry that used traditional press machine to produce plastic thread cone. The industry is suffering from high number of defective product that cause inefficiency and high quality cost. Research to identify defects, causes and also recommended action to increase quality have been done. High quality plastic ore is needed to produce high quality product because it can reduce or eliminate model rugged and dirty defect that caused by the bad quality plastic ore. High quality plastic ore have more homogeneous composite and have highest quality plastic substances that can easily proceed. High quality plastic ore have higher melting point that prevent plastic liquid to melted that can reduce incomplete form defect. The press machine is manual pressing power. To fill the mold properly, need proper pressing power. Too high pressing power can cause excessive form defect, and too low pressing power can cause incomplete form defect. The thread cone design can also affect mold filling. A design can make plastic liquid difficult to till properly, but other design can make it easier. Problems. Problem to determine degree of plastic or quality. Problem to determine new thread cone design. Contradiction. 1. Waste of energy versus ease of operation. Suggestion from TRIZ matrix. Principle 35. Parameter changes. A. Change an object's physical state. B. Change the concentration or consistency. C. Change the degree of flexibility. D. Change the temperature. Principle 32. Changing color or optical properties. A. Change the color of an object or its surroundings. B. Change the degree of translucency of an object or processes which are difficult to see. C. Use colored additives to observe objects or processes which are difficult to see. D. If such additives are already used, employ luminescent traces or tracer elements. Principle 1. Segmentation. A. Divide an object into independent parts. B. Make an object sectional. C. Increase the degree of an object's segmentation. Contradiction. 2. Shape versus power. Suggestion from TRIZ matrix. Principle 4. Asymmetry. A. Replace a symmetrical form with an asymmetrical form. B. If an object is already asymmetrical, increase the degree of asymmetry. Principle 6. Universality, multifunctionality. A. Combine in space homogeneous objects, or objects destined for contiguous operations. B. Combine in time homogeneous or contiguous operations. principle. 2. Extraction, separation, removal, segregation. A. Extract, remove or separate a disturbing part or property from an object. B. Extract only the necessary part or property. The table shows, for each problem, the solving suggestion from the TRIZ 40 principles for the mentioned problem. In the next slides, we will understand the suggestions in detail. There are 6 suggestions can be made, based on idea from TRIZ 40 principles. 1. Use higher quality plastic ore, to reduce various type of defects. Using higher plastic ore, can produce higher quality of plastic thread cone product, because the defects can be reduced, or eliminated. 2. Change heating device, to reach high temperature more quickly, with lower energy consuming. In existing, the company use liquid petroleum gas stove, to melt the plastic ore, make it too slow to reach high temperature, and also use much energy. The suggestion is to use electric stove, that can produce higher temperature, that can save energy and time. 3. Add dirt and rugged material filter, before plastic liquid enter the mold. If lower quality plastic ore still used, a steel filter can be added, to filter dirt and rugged material substance, in liquid plastic before entering the mold. This filter can reduce the dirt and rugged defect. 4. Assign it the pressing lever, to standard pressing power. The molding process is manual process, pressing power determined by operator pressing power. Operator press the lever at the machine, to blow liquid plastic, to enter mold by pressing a lever. Add a sign to show how far, operator must press the lever, so pressing power can be standardized. 5. Segment market to segment product quality, and plastic ore quality used. The company can make market segmentation, to determine different product quality for each segment. If a segment need high product quality, company can use higher plastic ore quality, and priced higher. For other segment, company can use lower plastic ore quality, and price lower. 6. Make asymmetry design, to ease liquid plastic fill mold completely, and remove a part of thread cone. The cone can be redesigned. A part of thread cone removed, and the design become asymmetric, but with this design, molding process easier to prevent incomplete form defect. Another benefit gain with this design, is plastic material, saving that automatically save production cost. Thank you, and see you in the next lecture of Improve phase.